What can I say? I screwed up. It happens. So I may just sit here and talk to myself all morning. I scheduled a live last night because it wasn't showing up in StreamYard. I didn't realize I had one scheduled through YouTube. So Lisa over at Yogi Hollow Farm, she writes me this morning, she goes, you have 2 lives set up, right? For this morning. I said, no, I didn't know that. I don't know why it didn't show up in StreamYard, but it was still over in YouTube. I don't know. So I went over to YouTube and I deleted the one that I set up last night, leaving the one that I had set up several weeks ago. Not knowing that in StreamYard, the one, yes, hello, Pam. Thank you for finding me. I was explaining this mess between, YouTube and StreamYard do not speak to each other. They speak to each other when you set something up. But if I cancel something in StreamYard, it leaves it over in YouTube. And I had 2 of them scheduled this morning, and Lisa let me know about it over at Yogi Hollow Farm. And so I went back over to YouTube, and it's like, oh, let me get rid of this one that I made last night. Well, I got rid of it, but it wasn't available then for me to go live this morning. And there wasn't the other one wasn't there in StreamYard. What a mess. So I had 2, neither one of them would work. So I had to create a new one. I slept in this morning. I had just enough time to jump in the shower. I think I sat in the shower and just enjoyed my shower too long. Obviously, because look at me. I didn't even do my hair this morning. I had a choice this morning between doing hair or makeup. I did the makeup so I wouldn't scare y'all too badly. The hair is just going to have to stay up in my little turby twist, which I love. Good morning, Gwen. Yeah, nothing wrong as long as I'm here. Even if I talk to myself all day, that's what I'll do. So I am going to write something down because I have to do this sneaky way. Let me do this the sneaky way. Got my pen and a little paper. Based on what I'm doing right now, do you guys want to guess, am I left-handed or right-handed? Now, the title of this live, hello, Lisa. Good morning, Major. I'm taking names. Mama carries big stick. So the title of this is like Coffee Chat and Call to Action. I want to let you know right now, what I'm doing right this moment is not the call to action. Good morning, Denise. You were tardy. I set up 2 wrong lives and had to create a 3rd just to be here with you this morning. So you're not tardy. I'm a dork. So this is what I'm going to hold up. This is not my call to action for today. I've got a really neat call to action for you guys today. Not only am I going to show you the call to action during our live, but I'm going to be making a video because I feel so strongly about it. But this is not the call to action, but I do want to show you. Please and thank you. So close. I think I'm going to start the process for applying. So there's that. Ducks under a cushion. No. So if you guys read that and you saw that and you can help with that, cheers. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Lisa. I think what my issue is right now is I'm at that weird stage of this time last year having I think I just started ramping up this time last year. So what one of my good friends here, good morning, Gail. What one of my good friends here will do for me one day, it falls off the back end on YouTube on the other end. So I think this week I will try to concentrate on doing that. I had a calendar. There was a calendar downstairs, and I was eyeballing a calendar the other day. And I thought, I'm going to bring that calendar up to my little craft room, aka YouTube studio, that I'm trying to get set up so I could be a little more efficient. Go write some things down about some things I want to do. I can't find that this morning. I think Papa Jim snaked it. In all fairness, I think it was his calendar to begin with, but I think he snaked it. What have I done to my hair? I washed it and it's not even Saturday night. So I had just enough time to put a little eye makeup on and some lip color or do my hair. And if I would have done my hair, it would have been just blow drying it and then it'd be hanging in my face. So I just left it up in my turby twist. Good morning, Yossi from Israel. My goodness, we've got people from across the pond. We've got people over in Israel here this morning. Good times, good times. So let's see. We've had a very strange week here this week. I mean, it's strange, but not terribly strange. Sunday was beautiful. It was in the 70s. Can you believe it? Some of my friends are showing that their daffodils and their jonquils are starting to peek up out of the ground and it's starting to look like spring is here. We're getting snow today. We are getting snow today. So I'm just going to stay hunkered down in the house. I think that's why I was late getting a start this morning, because the blankets were warm and then the shower was warm. And I'll tell you a little secret, guys. Back when I was going through chemo, one of my cancer friends, she gave me this great hint. She says, go to the Goodwill, go to the thrift store and see if you can find one of those handy capable shower chairs. Because when I was going through chemo, I was very weak and I had to have Papa Jim kind of hold me up and stabilize me while I stood in the shower. Not all the time, but a lot of the times. You have horrible neck pain this morning, Gail. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. It was cold and wet and rain yesterday there, so I bet you that's probably why you're hurting, huh? Tornado weather Sunday night and 3 3/4 inches of rain, Gwen. My goodness. Gail, cheers. You're having your coffee. This is my coffee mug. Look at that mug on that mug. It says wrap your mitts around 2 hot chicks. Having my coffee with you this morning, Gail. So my friend said, get one of those chairs, because that way when you go to the shower, you don't have to stand and worry about collapsing. You just sit in that shower. Well, it's been 6 years since I've had a chemotherapy treatment. That chair is still in the shower stall. I know it irritates the crud out of poor Papa Jim, because what is a shower chair? Yossi, a shower chair is what they use in hospitals for, or just any place where people who need assistance. It's a plastic chair. It's got holes in the seat so the water can run through, So it's just a really nice, sturdy plastic chair so that people who are in the hospital, if they need to take a shower, they can actually sit in the shower and get cleaned up and not have to worry about falling. Ooh, Gail got free creamer yesterday. And you're going to take it slow today, Gail. That's wonderful. I am too. So I got that chair. I think I got it for $3 at Goodwill. And it went up in that shower stall. And it's almost like we have the battle here in the house of the shower chair. It's almost like the battle between a newly married couple with the seat up and the seat down thing in the bathroom. National Weather Service was sending out warnings telling us to go to our basements, also under a flood warning, but no one has basements here. Your mom has a shower chair, Gail. So, oh, you're going to sitting in a sunbeam, Pam. How lovely. Yeah, look to see if you can get one for your dad. Some service organizations or medical supply places will have them. It was very helpful for me after chemo, because there are times where, especially if you take a warm shower, you can get overheated very easily, even if your shower really isn't that hot. And it's just nice to be sitting, because if you feel like you're going to pass out, you can just lean up against the wall. It's really great. Well, that shower stall still has the shower chair in it. So I will come up to take a shower, and the shower chair will be out of the shower because Papa Jim takes it out. I come up here, I pop it back in. Papa Jim comes up for a shower. He takes it out. It's like the toilet seat up, toilet seat down, toilet seat up, toilet seat down. That poor man, he's been putting up with it for years. He never puts it back so that it's there for me. And I never take it out, so it's out for him. Pan knows. I'm sorry. I have to stabilize my blood sugar this morning. It does take up quite a bit of the shower stall. Good morning, Rooster and Rescue. Much cheaper than a walk-in bath. It's nice because I shouldn't have eaten. I'm sorry. Morning, Danny. Depending on how you face the chair. Sometimes I'll just face the chair towards the shower and just kind of lean forward and just let all that hot water just cascade over me. A lot of people don't realize that even after chemo's done, it still has after effects and you still have issues and pains that you deal with. I haven't even checked how cold it is this morning, Gail, but I know we're getting snow. But sometimes I turn the chair around so it just runs down my back. It hits me in the back. So, Gail, if your neck is hurting you and it's stiffening, sometimes there's just nothing better than taking 10 minutes, putting a shower chair in the shower, turning on the hot water, and just letting that hot water hit you in the back of the neck and run down your back. It's very relaxing. Danny, cheers, you're in the tub. Good morning. So this morning I slept in because I was tired. And I don't know, I just enjoyed my shower chair a little bit too much this morning. I was just sitting there. I was just letting that hot water just waste my morning. So I didn't have time to do my hair and stuff. Oh, Major. Yes, you're a bloke. Yes, you're a bloke. And it makes me think of a story. I'm telling you, I am still going to be doing actual stories. This is why I wish I had my calendar that Papa Jim snagged because I'd write it down. I raised 4 boys, and toilet training little boys is a challenge. It is a challenge. The stories of potty training 4 little boys. Well, somewhere, probably around the second, third boy, maybe, I had a routine down. I had this routine down with the boys. And they always had 3 steps to their toileting. First step, lift the seat. Second, and this is if they're tall enough without any injury. No shrink wrap, Colonel. Second step, do your business. Make sure it gets in the bowl. Third step, take a little bit of toilet paper, wipe the edge in case you dribbled, if you sprinkled when you tinkled, and then put the seat and lid down and flush. 1, 2, 3, easy peasy, right? Well, when you get 2 boys, 3 boys, 4 boys, and then you're out in public and you're the only one with those 4 boys, sometimes somebody's got to tinkle, but the baby's asleep in the cart, and it's easier sometimes to just stand at the door, send them into the ladies' room and say, Mama's right here, but I can't leave the baby out here. And sometimes you couldn't take the carts in. So I remember I was always preaching to the boys, make sure you do your 3 steps. Make sure you do your 3 steps. And I started noticing trends where I'd be outside with a baby or a cranky kid or, groceries I just paid for and couldn't just leave. Somebody's got to tinkle. And every once in a while, somebody'd come out like, all disgusted out of the bathroom, right? So what's that about? My little boy would come out and say, did you do your 3 steps? Oh, yes, Mommy, I did my 3 steps. Oh, so I had to go in one time with one of the boys. And here's my boy. And he knows better. But what does he do? Oh, you think you haven't had issues. Kelly, trust me, they come out of the woodwork. Because I didn't think I had issues. Make sure you do your 3 steps. Okay, Mama. He's probably 3, maybe 4. Walks up to the toilet. in the ladies' room. Takes 3 steps back and just lets it go. Those were his 3 steps. Good morning, Heather Lynn. Good morning, Tammy from Mountain Grandma. I shower in hot even in summer because of the sore breaks in my neck and back. Oh, yeah, those nice warm showers, they really help. Yossi, I hope you're able to find a chair for your dad. I think you'll find that you enjoy using it too. Oh, yeah, that poor kid, 3 steps and just letting it go. No wonder ladies were coming out of the bathroom with disgusted looks on their face and shooting shade my way. Son, that's not how we do our 3 steps, and you know this. And he just giggled. I thought I had it so down pat, teaching them all of their little toileting things. They were all doing so good. And then just 3 steps and let it go, Mama. So some of you coming in may have noticed that I flubbed up this morning. And thank you so much to Lisa over at Yogi Hollow Farms for bringing it to my attention that I'd messed up on scheduling here. And part of my problem is it's twofold, really. It's probably by the time I get talking, it's going to be 3 or 4-fold. But I am a night owl by nature. I love to stay up late at night. I love to sleep in the morning. But it's affecting me. I'm having some nights now where I'm done by 8 o'clock and I've got to go lay down. I'm not feeling well. I think it's part of the diabetes. I'm not hungry. So I'm maybe eating once a day. I'm having to force myself to eat. I think it might be part of the medication. But not getting enough sleep is affecting my blood sugar. So I'm going to start making some strides. I'm going to really try to be in bed before 2 in the morning, to be in bed before 1 in the morning, and to be in bed before midnight. Your boys are strangely neat and proper. Oh, they're boys. You don't know what they do when Mama's not watching. Trust me. Trust me. My boys are now 38, 36, 34, and 30. Talk to me again in 20 years, Mama Kelly. You'll find out, I find out things all the time that my boys did that I was not aware of, thinking I was raising these proper little gentlemen. Oh my goodness, the stuff those kids did. You have the same struggle, but not with your potty stuff, getting to bed on time. I notice on the days that I do go to bed at a decent hour and then wake up in the morning, my blood sugar is a lot more stable. If I stay up late, because if I stay up late till 2, Papa Jim's up at 6, I may or may not get up and have coffee with him. It doesn't matter, because as soon as he walks out the door at 7, his dog is just haranguing me to get up out of bed, to let her out or play with her or something. So I'm always up by 7. So there's some nights I'm only getting 4 or 5 hours sleep tops. And I think it's going to start affecting me. Oh, I know. Those boys will do things when you're not looking. You have the benefit of homeschooling. I homeschooled for a while, but it's when you get out and about, they do these crazy things that it's just like they break free and they act all silly. I don't have an issue going to bed at a decent time. My issue is going to bed to sleep and staying asleep. I hear you. I didn't used to be such a terrible night owl. I've never been a morning person. Even when I used to have to get up at 4:30 to milk the cows before school, I was not a morning person. But ever since treatment, then I'm a night owl ever since cancer, because what I tend to do is, because of the neuropathy and the nerve damage from the chemotherapy, I stay up because I'm in pain. Because if I go to sleep, I'm just going to toss and turn because I'm hurting, and that's not fair to Jim. So I usually stay up until I'm exhausted, and then I'll go to bed, and then I can go to sleep. The things my boys got up to, no matter where we lived, I ended up on a first name basis with the staff at A&E within 3 months. Let me know what A&E is, Pam. I will stay up, but I can't go to sleep easy until I'm up and down all night. I used to be a night owl and not a morning person ever. Kelly says, I don't do mornings. I've been a night owl since birth. You know what, guys? What has really been helping me sleep? I'm not kidding. And I'm not throwing shade. I love how that's a term. emergency department at the hospital. Oh my gosh, me too. Pam, you have no idea. I put on my phone and little headphones so it doesn't bother Papa Jim. I put on a playlist for the Carpenters music. And there is something about Karen Carpenter's voice that is so soothing that I'm out within the first couple songs. And it'll keep me asleep through most of the night until a dog wakes me up or something. But I'm telling you, the Carpenters, and find a playlist that doesn't have Muskrat Love on it, because Muskrat Love will keep you up. But the Carpenters will put me to sleep. And I discovered that some years ago. And so I just put my little earbuds, not earbuds, but the little, the little thingies, headphones. I just plug them into my phone and I just lay down and I put the Carpenters on and they just lull me to sleep. I love it. So you're more of a middle of the day person, right? Oh yeah, there's a joke in there. There's always a joke somewhere. Let's see. So I think what I'm going to do, when I said it was twofold, I'm going to try to not stay up and edit too late at night anymore, because I made editing mistakes last night. I made scheduling mistakes last night. I need to rein it in a little bit and try to not be that way. I put on a playlist of Sandy Brock, Sheepishly Me, and the sounds of the sheep put me to sleep. Oh, that's sweet. I've never heard of that, Gwen. I'll have to try that. That's very sweet. My problem is Papa Jim has to have the radio on when he sleeps. He's one of those guys where for years, and I'll get back to my twofold thing about staying up late at night. Weekends, he'd always have to have a NASCAR race on or something, golf. And you're just sitting there and he's asleep in his chair. And you think, I'm going to change the channel. And he wakes up just when you change the channel. He goes, hey, I was watching that. Really? Because you've been asleep for a half an hour. No, I'm listening, but I was watching that race. All right. So he has to have always something going, right, to sleep. And I know he's sleeping when the race is on. So he has to have the radio on when he goes to sleep at night. He has to have that background noise. Me, I'm just laying in bed and I'm tapping my feet and I'm singing along to every song because I can't shut my brain down. Doesn't matter what song it is. It's like, oh, that's a good song. I remember he had the TV on one time, and when we had a TV in our room, and it was late at night, and they were bringing on those, Time Magazine presents Song of the 70s, and you can buy this 22 CD set with all these great hits. And I'm just laying in bed singing to every little bit of song that comes on, and I can't sleep. So I have to put the Carpenters in my ear. A plan on the Bible app that just reads the Bible will help me sleep. I have to use the app so that way so it shuts off and it doesn't keep running. Oh my gosh, just listening to the book of Numbers will put you to sleep. Numbers is a terribly boring chapter, isn't it? Or book in the Bible. I fall asleep to death and gore. I mean, I date nightly to our supernatural series. To death and gore. Oh my goodness. So the other thing I think I'm going to do to kind of help me remedy this is, and I know Yossi's in here, and don't worry, Yossi, we'll set something up in Major. I'm not going to do my late night country mama quickies during the spring and the summer months, because now that spring is almost here and summer, I'm going to be spending a lot of time outside. I'm going to be wearing myself up gardening and things around the farm, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to hang at 9:30 to do quickies on Monday nights. So I'm thinking I'm going to scale back on my lives, because as it is right now, I'm live on Wednesday mornings for Coffee Chat. I'm doing the Thursday mornings for our Crochet Along Heritage or Heirloom Afghan. Papa Jim and I go live on Saturday mornings. That's 3 lives. And a 4th live on that late Monday night, I think, is really starting to wear me down. So I'm just going to table the Country Mama Quickies for a little while so that I can make sure that on Monday nights, I'm not staying up too late. I need to start doing that. You sleep with a really loud fan, Gail. I call it a monsoon. Papa Jim has to have the fan going too. Oh, yes, Danny, I have to reschedule you too. Let's see if I had a calendar. If Papa Jim wouldn't have stolen my calendar. I'm going to reschedule Danny, Yossi, and the major. I wrote it down on a piece of paper. That I cannot sleep. I hear classical acoustic music. Yeah, I just don't think the late nights right now are good for me. And not just because I'm tired, but because I do notice the nights I stay up late, when I wake up in the morning, my blood sugar is elevated. And I know that getting proper sleep will help me regulate the blood sugar. There's something about it. So, good morning, Nisi. We can table it and we'll come back to it, Danny. I just got out of the grocery store and heading home, so you're listening. Well, thank you, Nisi. It's the only TV you watch. My girlfriend down in Tennessee, she told me the other day about something I've never seen. And it's because we haven't had TV in so long, but we do have Hulu. And I know she mentioned this when she was here last year, and I couldn't find it because she kept saying, you got to watch this. You got to watch this. And I couldn't find it on YouTube or Hulu or Netflix or anything that I really wanted to do. So I watched one episode the other day. I thought, I could probably hang with this. I'll probably watch it. I don't know if I'll get Papa Jim into it or not, but I started watching Castle. And it's quirky and it's a little cheesy, but I kind of liked it. I'll see where it goes. But I like the main character in it. And so I think I'm going to start watching. Maybe that will be a little bit of my sit down and stop running around doing things during the day thing, is maybe at lunchtime or something. See, that's the thing. I'm not eating lunch because I'm running around. I need to force myself to take lunch and sit down and watch an episode of Castle. We have television in the house, but no cable or streaming networks. We do DVDs and Blu-rays. See, we have a TV. We don't have TV. We do the Blu-rays, the DVDs, and YouTube, Netflix, and Hulu. And the only reason I have Netflix and Hulu is so that the kids down the road can get my code. You loved Castle, Gail? Awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna start watching Castle. I'm just one episode in. I got my internet fixed last week when I had a young man come fix the internet, and now there's no internet in the shop for Papa Jim. So I don't know. He didn't do it completely. And he came up to the house to check to make sure the internet was working at the house. Kid's probably in his 20s. He goes, let's make sure your TV's working. Pop up the TV to make sure I can get YouTube, and it pops up that show 1893. He goes, have you seen 1893? It's like, well, that's why it's popped up there. I said, I'm one episode in, because you can't just binge watch it when they only release an episode so often. He goes, that's a good one, but you gotta watch Yellowstone. He sat in my living room. He didn't sit, he stood. And then at one point he even squatted down with his clipboard to talk. Half an hour preaching about Yellowstone, about how wonderful Yellowstone is. If he could recommend one series, it's Yellowstone. I've got to watch Yellowstone. It's worth paying the extra to Paramount Plus or something to watch Yellowstone. You've got to watch Yellowstone. You don't watch television. We have Mom's Netflix password if we want to splurge and watch something. See, that's what my kids do, Kelly. So I heard all about how wonderful Yellowstone is. And I know, and I'm sure we need to watch it. I just haven't ponied up to pay for it now. So I'm waiting for it to go free again. Because when we watched episode 1, it was free. And then all of a sudden, I think Paramount's like, hey, this is catching on pretty good. We're going to charge for Paramount Plus. You have to watch it there now. So to go back to my little 2-prong thing, I'm going to table Country Mama's quickies so I can get a little extra sleep. And then once we maybe change back time or something, or where I'm not going to be in the garden so much, we'll go back. So, interesting, exciting news. I'm so excited. I shared a little bit of it on Instagram and my Facebook and stuff. We used to go to, before Cinnamon Vanilla hit everybody, we used to love to go to the auction. And I mean, it's a real honest to goodness auction where you've got the auctioneer up at the front and they bring out stuff and you bid on it. You hold your number up. He's like, yo, and he's telling everybody, it's to you. He always starts off things at $5, right? $5. Nobody bids. $2. Nobody bids. Finally, he's like, $1, and 20 cards go up for $1. And before you know it, he's up to like $10. Once he gets to $10, he starts jumping $12.50, $15, and then he starts doing $5, right? We loved going to the auction. That was like our Wednesday night entertainment. What are we doing tonight? I don't know. Let's go to the auction and buy a bunch of key wrap that we don't need. So I used to love to go to the auction. I got some really cool stuff at the auction. I think we furnished our house when we first moved here with stuff from the auction. Great deals. Great deals. The little table that's out in my summer kitchen, that beautiful yellow table from the 1950s, I got it for $35 at the auction. I just love it. Yay, we're all going through the car wash with Niecy. Everybody wash the windows. Oh, Niecy, I have to know, do they have the pretty colored foam? I want to do a video going through a car wash. I need to do. I'm not going to say anymore. So we went to the auction, and here's the deal. Sometimes they'll put something out, like, okay, who wants this alligator for $1? Nobody wants the alligator for $1. So the alligator goes into a pile. Then there'll be this big pile of stuff that nobody wanted to bid on, right? And very, very end of the auctioneer will say, okay, all of this stuff that nobody wanted, who wants it for $1? And I'm like, me. I want it for $1. And Papa Jim just goes, oh God, no. And so there's been times we've had to take the horse trailer to the auction to load up everything that I bought for $1. And what I'll do is I'll come home then. What we can use, we use, and what we can't use, I'll put in a yard sale or something. And one time I had the whole barn set up as this really great barn sale. And people would come by and they would buy what they'd want for $0.25 or whatever. Well, then we got goats. And then the goats got out one day out of their pen and actually got up into the barn, up on the upper part where it's all concrete and everything. And I had everything set up. Totally destroyed it. There were record albums all over the floor, chairs knocked over, glassware knocked over. They destroyed my entire yard sale. It took me forever to clean it up. What a mess. They pooped on everything, little cocoa pebbles everywhere. So, but I love it when I get to bring things home for $1. Well, some time ago, like, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe, we brought home a stainless steel salad bar for $1. It's on wheels. It has the big heavy duty wheels. It has a drain. So it was one of those big salad bars that has the top part, and it's got the sneeze guards on it, and they used to fill it up with ice and put all of their cold stuff in there, and then the ice would drain and they could take it out and clean it out. So it's been down in Papa Jim's workshop for forever. And what I was originally going to do when I put my summer kitchen together 2 years ago, that was going to be where I was going to start my seedlings. I was going to put that in the summer kitchen. I was going to have that be my little semi-little like greenhouse seedling starter place. And then I could take them right out to the garden. And I had a friend of mine, I can still recall her saying, oh gosh, I can't wait to see what you're going to do with your garden, what you're going to do with the kitchen, blah, 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 blah. And I said, oh, just wait, I've got plans for my seedlings. And I was thinking about using that salad bar to start all of my seedlings under their grow lights and everything out in the summer kitchen. They do it like it's going through a disco. Yay! It's like Dollar Tree, a cart of dollar items turns into 100 real fast. Yeah, it's true. What are you buying now? Huge box of stuff one time in an auction because there was one thing sticking out of it. I wanted $5. I ended up with a new toaster, an electric jar opener, all kinds of good stuff. I do too. It's amazing. So I never did move it up to the summer kitchen to do that because by the time I got my antique Hoosier cabinet, 2 tables, the antique sink, the antique stove oven combo, our little antique retro refrigerator, my planting garden station where I've got like an old door that's been turned into a desk where I write down what I'm going to plant and do all of my garden planning there. And then Papa Jim's Blackstone, and then the 2-burner cook stove for me to do my canning out there. By the time, and the antique steel glider, by the time I got all that out there, there was no room for this salad bar for me to do my seedlings. Good morning, Justin. Welcome in. So it never made it out there and it just stayed down in Papa's workshop. Well, recently Papa Jim cleaned out the workshop entirely because he had a hoist installed. It's something that he's always wanted his entire life was a hoist. So everything came out of the workshop, including the salad bar. He's like, what do you want to do with this? It's like, I don't know. It's not going to fit where I want it, so I don't want it. So it just got pushed around the side. It's been sitting out in the rain for the last few months. Rain, snow, everything. And my husband hates it when this happens to me. I know. Have you seen that meme where it says, when a woman says, I've been thinking the man should just run? Jim did not run. Hello, welcome, Chris. So I just have not been in the gardening mood yet. I don't have any seedlings started. I haven't decided what I want to do with my garden yet. I got the garden flu at the end of the year last year because I was sick. And I just haven't decided what I want to do yet. And I just didn't feel like I had the energy yet to even think about gardening. I don't have anything started. And I was in a recording session for our podcast for Around the Hay Bale with Casey and Monica and Lisa. And we were talking about lettuce. And so keep an eye out for these future episodes. They're going to start dropping on April 4th for podcast. And we were talking about lettuce. And I've noticed, and I'll admit, I've watched Lisa's videos, but I didn't have the interest, right? I watched them, but it didn't connect. It didn't click. And Lisa started talking about how she's growing her bok choy and how she's doing this Crochet system of growing her food indoors. And she's talking about her setup. And I remember seeing her setup, and I don't know what happened. But that light bulb went off. Boo! Oh my gosh. I need to get that salad bar. It's like 50 inches long and I don't know, it's more than 20 inches deep. Those are the interior measurements are 50 by 20, I think. And it's got like a 6-inch lip on each side of it. So it's 2.5 feet deep and I don't know, almost 5 feet wide. And I said, I need to grab that salad bar, clean it up, and do what Lisa's doing and grow in mason jars under a green light using this Crochet system. Oh, you have some seedlings, they're wilting, and you need to put them in another pot. Yeah, I give myself headaches thinking all the time. Ooh. So Gail just said she has an idea too. I got so many ideas I can't write them down. Hang on, I got to write down the one I just had a little bit ago. I got it. Okay, that's something I want to do. Where's the link? The link for what, Eric? What are we looking for a link for? Welcome in, by the way. Anyways, so on Sunday, I told Papa Jim, I said, you got to get me that salad bar. And he's like, oh, Lord, what are you doing now? So I need the salad bar. So he and my sons brought up the salad bar. Hey, Frog Crochet, welcome. They bring that salad bar up to the house, and I'm like, you can hear the heavens go, oh, because in my mind, I'm just like, it's perfect. It looked sad. But you know what? Somebody had wallpaper. They'd glued wallpaper around it or contact paper, and it had been out in the snow and the rain and everything for months, so it was all peeling off. I peeled it off. It had a beautiful wood grain over the stainless steel. So I cleaned it all up, scraped it out because it had like leaves and debris from being outside and everything. Oh, you're making a comment about your Gail's tails. See how we just feed off of each other like that, Gail? So cleaned it all up. He said, where are you going to put it? I said, oh, I'm shifting this and moving that and moving this. And I'm either going to put it here or I'm going to put it there. It's going to work. Don't worry. Brought it in and put it in front of the window in the kitchen. And it looks like it just belonged there from day one. It looks like it was made to go there. Fits perfectly. There's a plug right there for when I want to do, if I'm going to do a pump, I don't know yet. But for the grow light, perfect. So I'm going to start doing some hydroponics in the house. And I'm going to grow lettuce and basil and everything right there in the kitchen. I'm going to be able to be at my workstation, turn around, pick some lettuce, if this works, and then turn around and just do my stuff. Yeah, what link are you needing, Eric? Behave. Everybody behave. Because I got mods. I'm not afraid to use them. So stay tuned for that because, and bless Papa Jim, I'm telling you, those boys were out there. My boys understand how all of these systems work. Hydroponics, aquaponics, all these things. And they're just shooting off ideas completely different from what I was thinking and a little bit different from what Lisa does. And I'm like, so Papa Jim and I are going to do something. It's a little different from what Lisa's doing, but it's the same concept. And I'm excited to get it started. Things are starting to come in the mail. So last night, my little 2-inch little cracky cups showed up and he goes, those are awful little. What size does Lisa use? And I said, well, I don't know. And I said, I think she uses 3-inch. So he ordered 3-inch and we've got all kinds of stuff. Good morning, Leanne from Mennonite Farm. So all things are coming together and soon we're going to be starting. I started some seedlings. I'm not going to do those. I'll put those outside because I got the rock wool coming and I don't want to use the peat, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited to have that spark of energy again for gardening because now I'm rethinking my garden outside. My little dog's barking. I'm going to have to go rescue him. Let me tell you about this call to action that I have. This is why this says call to action. I'm going to share a page. I'm going to start a video while the video is playing. I'm going to go take my little doggy off the couch so he doesn't leap to his death. So let me find the screen. I have to find the right thing here. So bear with me a second. I had it all pulled up and ready to go. Well, for the millions of and so I want to share it. And while it's playing, I'll go help my little dog. Okay, so before I start this is my call to action from all of you. This is something I will be doing as soon as I come back. As soon as this is done, I'm going to show you that I'm going to do this. I think this is a wonderful, wonderful thing. A friend of mine told me about it this morning. I am doing it. I'm here all day. There's no reason I cannot be a blessing to someone doing this. So I'm going to take myself down off of the screen here, bring this up full screen if I can figure out how to do it. And then I'm going to, and then I'm going to push play. Let me take myself, stop my camera. How's that? Does that look big enough? Can you guys, there we go. I'm going to push play on this. I want you to watch this, and this is my challenge. I want those of you who are able to consider doing this. This is a very short video. It's only, I don't know, a minute. It's a minute, 42 seconds. That gives me plenty of time to go rescue my dog. And I will be right back. Hopefully you can hear it. To people that are blind or visually impaired, everyday tasks can be difficult. There's a new app trying to help with that.
The Gadsby Bank brings us this amazing story.
45-year-old Julian Vargas can find his way just about anywhere. He's been blind most of his life and enjoys being independent, but says there are moments when he and others who are visually impaired need help.
When we're trying to get some information or detail that's only available visually, we'll joke around and say, God, if I only had a pair of eyes I could borrow right now.
A new free app for smartphones called Be My Eyes aims to solve that problem.
How can I help you today?
I'm not as familiar with the aisles here, so I was thinking that maybe you could be my eyes.
The app uses a phone's camera and microphone to get the blind instantly connected to sighted volunteers like Elvira Medina.
If you go a little bit more to your left.
This one here?
That one, you got it.
Since the app launched last month, Medina has helped blind users locate medicine, figure out expiration dates, and even shop for their favorite orange juice.
That one has no pulp.
Okay, that's what I want.
Okay, perfect. This app is actually something that is helping people. And in such a small scale but means so much.
More than 115,000 volunteers have signed up to help the roughly 10,000 blind who've enrolled so far.
What are these volunteers giving you? They're giving us sometimes what we need the most at that given second, a pair of eyes.
The service is available in 80 languages. Vargas says it's making an impact. You don't have to see to believe.
Okay, guys, I know that it was hard to hear. I'm sorry, I just got back upstairs. And I'm sorry it was small on the cell phone.
Volunteer a lot for the Blind Foundation as a training.
Let me turn this off.
Worked lots with DFA.
Okay. And I'll bring myself back up. Okay. So what this is it is an app that started a few years ago, I think in 2015. I just learned about it today. A friend of mine in Texas has joined this app. It's free on your phone. You can do it for Apple or Android. And basically, if you didn't get to hear everything that was there, it is a service where those who are sight impaired or blind, they can use their phone to do a video chat with a volunteer, and you get to help that sight impaired person if they find themselves in a little bit of a quandary. So I didn't even know about this, but my friend posted on Facebook today, she had her first call and she just got to help somebody identify their prescription. They weren't sure if they had the right prescription bottle. They were having a bad day. They were sight impaired, but not blind. So they can read barely, but they were having a little bit of issue today. So I pulled this up on my phone, and this is my call to action. If I can find it now, because now I haven't been on my phone this whole time and it might not be there now. So I'm going to open up my Play Store, my Galaxy Store. It's not what I want, is it? It's not a Galaxy Store. I'm going to do this so I can show you I'm doing it right here in front of you. I just have to find the right thing on my phone. Play Store. I'm opening Play Store and I'm going to search Be My Eyes app. I'm installing it. I'm going to become a volunteer. It's installing right now. My mother was sight impaired, and I went through a lot of things learning about how to best help her when she was sight impaired. She was sight impaired most of her life. She was legally blind in her right eye. Then she had a brain aneurysm that ruptured, and when she woke up from brain surgery, she had lost the vision in her left eye. So my mother was legally blind and then almost completely blind after the surgery. So she had to learn how to try to read Braille and how to re-navigate things, and a lot of things had to be done to assist her. And this touches my heart because I think this would be a great tribute to my mother to volunteer to help others who are in need of some assistance if they're sight impaired. So how does it work? Do calls. Okay, questions are coming in. This is great. Awesome, Yossi. Okay, guys, this is how it works. If I don't know if it mentioned it in this video or if it was in another video, they have a video from their actual channel. You can look it up on YouTube. It's called Be My Eyes and explains a little bit more detail. But what it is once you sign up to be a volunteer, if someone needs some assistance with something, let's say they're at the store, like the one man there needed some assistance picking out some medication or some orange juice, they can just tell their phone to call this app, and a phone call will go through to a volunteer. And you can choose to answer the call or not answer the call. There are plenty of volunteers. If you're driving and you can't pick it up, or if you're otherwise engaged and you cannot pick up that phone call, they tell you not to worry. There will be a volunteer that will be able to pick it up. So don't panic if you can't pick it up. And so what it is then it's a video chat call, so they can use their phone to show you what it is they're doing, and you can relate to them. If they're lost and they don't know what direction to go, you can say, you know what, it's right behind you. You're going to go to the corner of the street and you're going to go across at this time, or you want to go in this direction, or your train station is over there. Your medication is this, or like it showed in one of the things I looked at was, You know, they can hold up a carton of milk for you and you can say, oh no, that's past the expiration date, throw that out. So it just gives them those extra sets of eyes. They are available, I think it said in 80 languages, I think. I think it's a wonderful service. Hello, our treasured home. Welcome in, Nancy. Your father-in-law is sight impaired and is legally blind. This is a service, and this is what's great is it's free. It's an app. You can use it as sight impaired, or you can use it as being a volunteer. So I think it would be very, very beneficial, and this is why it's a call to action. If this is something that speaks to your heart, I would like to encourage you to find the app either in the Play Store or Apple, whatever the Apple Store is for their Apple Store. It's called Be My Eyes. Again, it's free. Your sister-in-law's husband is blind. This is a great service. I've never heard of it. Why did they not have this when my mother, of course, my mother wasn't able to use a phone. Anyways, I think it's a great thing. I'm going to do this. If I'm here by myself and I'm just editing it sometime and that phone goes off and it is a video chat with somebody who needs help, I can do that. I can do that. I can help somebody right here from my farm. So that was my call to action that I wanted to share with you guys today. I'm going to be doing a video on it here in just a little bit. So if you get a chance, watch that, give it a thumbs up and share it, because I'd like to see how many of our YouTube community we can get on board, only if they're comfortable with it. I don't want it to be a stressful thing for anybody. I don't want anybody to feel like they're obligated, but I think it really would be a great service. I mean, this person that my friend helped out this morning, they honestly just didn't know if they had the right prescription. It was a simple call. I think she just was able to help them just based on what was on the label, or she had to help identify a pill. I don't know which way it was. She didn't give me too many details, but oh my goodness. Has a job writing grants. That's wonderful. My aunt has blindness in both eyes, and I've been helping her like this for years. Wonderful. Isn't it a blessing, Leanne? I think that is so wonderful. What a great way. Whoever thought of this? They were just really thinking. I'm excited. I am definitely going to get started with it and have that available. There are plenty of times where I can be useful to somebody if I get those calls. And guess what? If they call, and I don't want this to sound snarky, but it's true. If they call and I'm like this, it's not going to matter. It's not like Brad Pitt's calling. If you can help someone or just cheer them up, it's brilliant. Absolutely. So thank you for letting me share that video. I'm sorry that you guys couldn't see it. There's another one. Okay, I'm going to say this in the chat right now. There's another one that's 2 minutes long, and it actually shows it from a volunteer side. If I make it so it's full screen, and hopefully you can hear it, do you guys want to see another one that gives a little bit more explanation of what it's like to be a volunteer for this service? If so, put it in chat. I'll pop that up so you guys can see it. Pam, thank you very much. All right, I'm going to queue up this other video. It will be full screen. I have the volume turned all the way up now. I don't have to run down and take care of a dog. It's one I haven't seen yet. Hopefully it's fine to share. It should be. I can't imagine that it wouldn't be. But let me bring this up. Let me make sure my volume is all the way up. And it is. I'm going to back it up here. I'm going to push play and let's see what we get. If I mute my
And you can still feel like you're doing something in the world, I guess.
Is that better? I turned my thing back on. Okay.
Good, good. How can I help?
Well, I'm at a friend's apartment, and I was wondering, I want to wash some white t-shirts. I mean, I don't know how this washing machine works.
Cool. If you just hold your phone steady for a moment for me and have a look at those symbols.
I'm assuming this is the main dial here.
Yeah, that one to me looks like the load, like the size of how big a load you're doing. So the top setting is no spin, and then going in clockwise, the first setting is 400, I guess, RPM.
And then I'm guessing this is the start button.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, and then I think it looks like if you hit it again, it'll pause it.
Oh, perfect. And then the detergent, is that the one here?
It looks to me like, yeah, that's the main compartment. I guess that's where the detergent goes, and maybe the compartments to the left are for like fabric softener and things like that.
Okay, yeah, I guess detergent is the big one. Cool, awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate your help.
No worries. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye. To be honest, I just don't see in the next few years how that's going to be possible to go back to those sort of really time-intensive things like I used to do. But yeah, I think of this as like opportunistic volunteering. I talk about or incidental exercise, like incidental volunteering. You can just fit it into whatever else you're doing.
Okay. So, looks like you need to be really detailed. She was telling him what was on the dial, clockwise, counterclockwise, where stuff goes. I think it would be really great things. So the one on the left is the pre-wash. The middle one is laundry liquid. And the right one is the little squares, the fabric softener. Imagine if you were sight impaired and you were at somebody's house and they had to run somewhere and you want to do a little laundry and you're not familiar with their setup, and you can make a call. And basically, he was probably going to be able to get the laundry soap in where it needed to be. But I think it's a great thing. I mean, what if he was visiting his friend's apartment and they said, help yourself to anything in the fridge, and they don't know what's in the fridge. It's not their apartment, and they want to pull out what they think is milk and put it in their coffee, but they're not quite sure. They could smell it. But what if they have some other sensory issues and they can't smell whether it's milk or orange juice? And they can just call real quick and say, I want to put some cream in my coffee. Is this what I want? And you could say, oh, goodness, no, that's orange juice. The one to the left is going to be your creamer. You can grab that and put that into your coffee. And then that's really neat. Everybody can do that. You have the same service in the UK. It's all over. It's worldwide. Anybody can do this. So again, it's called Be My Eyes. Look it up on your cell phone. And if you'd like to consider being a volunteer, I'm sure if you volunteer and then you determine it's not for you, you can just opt out. But I really think it's a great thing for those who have the time. I was watching one earlier where a guy was in the store and he wanted help buying orange juice. And so he called, and of course there's people at the store that can help you, but what if you can't find somebody right away or everybody's busy? You just call real quick, and the lady was able to say, oh, the orange juice that one has pulp. You don't want pulp. The one next to it has no pulp. Grab that one. Really, really good. So that's my call to action for today. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a video on it in a little while, and that way it's there. So in case anybody sees it that way, if they're not in the live today, they can do that. And I think that would be really, really neat thing to do. I'm very excited about that. So that exciting news this week is I'm going to volunteer to do that. And I'm going to start my lettuce garden inside my inside salad bar. The one thing that I'm doing differently, and I told Lisa this, and I don't know if Lisa thought I was kind of joking. I'm going to do a floating salad bar. My salad bar is not going to be done in mason jars. I'm going to have a floating salad bar in my kitchen. It's going to be amazing. Papa Jim's buying me all kinds of stuff. It's going to be the most expensive lettuce ever. But really, it's supposed to help. Our lettuce, I like to buy a little a clamshell of spring greens, and they've gone from, I don't know, I used to be able to get them 2 for $5, then they went to $5. Now they're $6. I'm sure they've gone up more than that. So I'm justifying that I can have all of these fun little toys for my $1 salad bar because it's going to save us money on lettuce. But I just love the idea of, I mean, just imagine cooking dinner, getting everything ready for dinner, and you want to have a little salad, just turning around from my workstation, picking off some green leafies, some red ruby leafies, and some romaine lettuce, and just making a salad right there. Since it's grown in water, there's no dirt. Oh, I love it. Lisa over at Yogi Hollow Farm, she made her bok choy with dinner last night. She was able to harvest her bok choy from her hydroponic garden that she has in her home, and she cooked it and served it up with dinner. It looked amazing. So I'm so excited about that. It has sparked my desire to garden again. So I know, poor Jim's wallet. That man denies me nothing major. Whatever I ask for, he is so good to me. I just treasure that man. He's very good. But then again, he also knows that he has his own spending habits, and he knows if I don't want to question his spending habits, he gets me what I want. That man has a tool addiction. He goes on the tool truck because he's a mechanic, he's a technician. He goes on the tool truck and he buys stuff he needs. I'm going to leave it at that. So, oh, hello, LP. What is the call to action? I'm going to be putting a video out for it. So, stay tuned for that. I don't know if I'm going to record it while I'm looking this way. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just record it while I've got my hair up in my turby twist. The call to action is a new app called Be My Eyes. It's where you can volunteer to receive video chats on your phone from somebody who is blind or sight impaired and they need assistance. So through the camera on their phone, they're able to hold the phone, and you can tell them, can you move your phone a little bit to the right so I can see what you're looking at? You can see what's on their phone screen, and you can assist them if they're sight impaired. So for instance, if they're holding up a recipe, or let's say like me, they've recently been diagnosed diabetic and they need to watch their carbs. They can hold up, one of their little protein snack bars or something, and they can say, can you tell me how many carbs are in here? And you're able to read the label so they know. It's very, very cool. You can never have too many tools. Oh, that man has tools. Have you guys ever seen the memes where it shows a mechanic and he's got like an entire wall of these big, huge snap-on toolboxes that he needs a ladder to get up into and stuff? That's my husband. Those are his tools. Sounds like a very sweet service. It is. I'm so excited about it. I'm so glad that my friend shared that with me this morning, because I think that's something that I can do. I have a servant's heart, but when you're out here in the middle of nowhere, sometimes that's hard to do. I know I volunteered to work at my mom's care facility after she passed away, but with winter weather and bad roads, I can't commit to always going in to paint the nails at the ladies. I used to go and I used to paint their nails at the care center, but I can't do that if it's snowing, and then I don't want to disappoint people, and then I ended up injuring my shoulder. I talked to one of my crafty friends into starting a channel. She's made 5 videos already. Oh, that's wonderful, Gail. You'll have to share that with us. Good morning. Good morning, Brenda. So glad that everybody has popped in despite my scheduling stuff. Well, thank you. That man he spoiled me even before all of the trials and tribulations I've gone through in my life. He's always spoiled me. Before we got married, and we were planning to elope. So we knew we were going to need some things because we were going to elope. I eloped with Papa Jim when I was 15. And I left home in the middle of the night. Oh gosh, I need to make this one of my stories. I left home in the middle of the night on December 28th, 1982. I was 15 years old. And, it's just a few days past Christmas. Well, for Christmas, Jim's grandmother gave him, I think she gave him $100 for Christmas. You know, that man spent everything of that $100. He went to, I don't know, he went to one of the little box stores back then. Good morning, Monica. Oh, he's just got tools everywhere, Major. He bought us our first set of pots and pans, which we laugh about now. Because the pots and pans he bought us, they were the three set of pots and pans. They were probably only like, I don't know, $5.99 or $9.99. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you'll know. If you know, you know. They were the cream colored with brown trim, the enamel pots and pans. And so when you're cooking, if you chip it, sometimes you'll be eating, you know, your macaroni and cheese, and there's a piece of enamel that broke off of the pan. Good morning, Tina Ladybug. Your meat cleaver, hammer, and nails. So he bought those little pans for us. He bought us our first set of dishes, which were the little plastic dishes. They had strawberries on them because he knew even at the age of 15, I wanted a strawberry kitchen. So it was that complete set that was, you know, the plastic plates, bowls, and little coffee cups. And then he bought us strawberry drinking glasses and got us our first cheap, cheesy little set of silverware. And so he spent his Christmas money that he could have spent on himself to set us up with some of our first kitchen things that we needed because we knew we were going to run away and get married. So sweet. And we used those for the longest time. And we did run away. And oh, what a story that is. Oh my gosh, I thought I was going to get murdered by a taxi driver. I almost fell into trafficking. I was just shy of being put on a milk carton. Oh my goodness. I went back and forth across the country, I think 3 different times before we were able to finally get married. Crazy, crazy stuff. Everyone needs encouragement. Absolutely. So I don't know. See, I'm going to have to write those. I'm going to have to write that down as some of those stories to tell. Still trying to come up with a title. Gail has Gail's Tales. Trying to come up with what I want to call my little videos that I put out where I tell my stories. You still have your silverware set you bought when you moved out at 18. That is so cool. That is so cool. I don't. I still have in my summer kitchen right now a bottle of Coca-Cola that in the glass bottle that Jim bought for us when we were first married. So it's almost 40 years old. There's this bottle of Coca-Cola. It needs to go in my blog. It is my musings, but I don't want people to think if it's my musing stories, I don't want people to think it's amusing because some of my stories are pretty serious. You know, I've got that one serious story where I did the Post-it notes, and I put Post-it notes on everybody's computers at work. And it was just kind of like a call to action to do something positive for people. And I had that one Post-it note that said, "You are loved." And I put it on a coworker's computer while he was away from his desk. And he came to see me at my workstation not even 10 minutes later. And he asked me, goes, "Did you put this on my computer?" And I completely denied it. Completely denied it. He says, "I know you did this." And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he was looking down at the floor and he looked up and he had tears. Tears started coming out. And he shared with me that day, he was going to go home and commit suicide. He was going through a divorce. He was losing custody of his kids. Life, he was feeling very despondent. He was going to go home that day and he was going to finish it. But because he came out of the bathroom and there was a Post-it note on a little heart or a flower or whatever Post-it note I used and said, "You are loved," it snapped him out of it. And he just started crying. And I gave him a hug while I was still denying that I did it. But he was just crying. He said, "Thank you. Thank you. Because of this little note, I'm rethinking things." You never know. I must be rich to have a kitchen for every season. I am not rich, but I'm crafty. I took my old garage, Major, and gutted it and cut the sides out of the walls so I could have Papa Jim put screen up so it has good airflow, and I turned it into a summer kitchen. You just never know. I need to actually do a story. It's in my blog, but I need to do a video for it. It's chilly here, so I'm slow to start, but I sold some farm stuff. Yay, Monica, that's wonderful. Yeah, no riches needed, but frugality and an eye for a bargain, which is that frugality, because in that summer kitchen, I found all of my vintage stuff on sale. I loved putting that kitchen together. I really did. And it's a mess right now. It's a mess right now because of winter. But as soon as it's warm enough where we can go out and do a little spring cleaning out there, it'll be great, because we've been we put our food for the chickens and stuff, we dump it, and then Papa Jim will just put the sack by the door. And if I still had my sewing machine, I would do something with those feed bags. But what I do right now is when I go out and I get the eggs or I go out to feed, I grab one of them, I bring them in, and I reuse them for trash. So it does help to have a handy hubby. So I don't know. I'm excited to get out in the summer kitchen again. I'm excited to maybe do some of my videos out there. I did the video the other day with my grandchildren out there. Oh, I've got such a neat story to tell you. I got video. I thought I lost the video. I really did. I was so disappointed. I think I told you guys about it last week, that I had taken all of this video of my grandkids and I going out on an adventure to find a beaver dam at the creek. And when I got home and I went to go download all of the videos, that video was not on my phone. And I was so disappointed. Well, when I uploaded the other videos onto the computer, all of a sudden that video is on the computer, but it didn't show on my phone. So I have all of the video for when the grandkids and I went on this great adventure. We found, I think, 4 beaver dams. We didn't get to see any of the beavers, but we did see beaver dams. I've not seen the feed bags, Kelly. I want to make aprons out of them. That's what I want to do. But I gave my sewing machine to my daughter-in-law, but I'm thinking about maybe getting another sewing machine. Because I think I've got this table set up here. I think it would be a lot of fun to take those feed bags and sew them into aprons. I don't know. You know, it's another one of those things that my ADD brain just says, this would be great. And then I don't do it. Hello, Laura. Welcome in. We're just talking all kinds of craziness this morning. But so I'm excited to get into the summer kitchen. I'm choking on my own spit. I'm excited to boy, the chat's just going. I'm excited to start my floating salad bar. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to show you guys that. And we have something coming in the mail that I've not breathed a word to. I showed it to Papa Jim. I said, look at this. This is neat. I want to do this. And he said, yep, let's do it. So he ordered it for Papa Jim's wallet. And that will be arriving, I think, by the 30th. We should get something in the mail. And that will be a video that I'll have to do when Papa Jim helps set it all up. So excited about it. Can't even tell you how excited I am about this new thing coming in the mail. UPS is going to have to drop that off. It's going to be a very large box. Something big is coming to the farm. I'm so excited. I don't know. We're going to be doing some changes out in the chicken yard, changing some things around out there. I'm using that little app to tell me how many eggs that my chickens lay every day. I'm loving that. Oh, the floating salad bar. Have you seen a floating salad bar, Grace and Fire? If you've not seen a floating salad bar, there's a great video by the Florida Extension Office that explains how a floating salad bar works. I think it's genius. I can't wait to try it. And of course, my boys are starting to put all this stuff in my head. And so I'm starting with the most frugal option, because I started off by saying, well, I need this and I need that and I need this and I need that. And my son says, no, you don't. You can just do this. And I'm like, oh. And he says, and you can do that. I'm like, no. He's like, yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh. Lots of big changes happening there too. Right, Kelly? So the idea is that my boys are like, well, Mom, You've got this shelf here underneath the salad bar, and you could put this there, and you could do this, and you can get some goldfish, and then it could be aquaponics, and you won't even have to the nutrients. You can just do fish. What? Yep. So he says you find stuff all the time on Marketplace where people are selling off their aquariums. You can just do goldfish. I am going to add a weekly story video. Today's tales. I like that. I do like that. Oh, what if I release them on Tuesdays and call them Tuesday's Tales? I like today's tales. I'm writing it down. That's a great idea, LP. Thank you. Oh yeah, it's amazing. This whole floating salad bar thing. So I told Papa Jim, I was like, I like the idea of the goldfish. And he says, slow your roll there, country mama. Slow down. Let's try this first thing first and see if it works. Then we can grow if you want to grow. And I went online that night. It's like, oh, look, somebody has 2 fish aquariums with the pumps and the lights. 2 of them, $10 total, $5 a piece. Comes with everything you need. We can set them up down there. We can have goldfish. It'll pump the goldfish water up into the salad, drain back down into the fish pond. It'll become its own ecosystem. He's like, no, if I'm getting fish, they're getting a bigger tank and they're going to have all of the toys and all of the fun stuff and the colored rocks. He goes, my fish will be spoiled. So he's like, slow down, just slow down. All right, I'll slow down. I won't commit to the fish right away. But I think it might happen. We'll see. If I can do it without the fish and it goes well, we'll have to see if I can contain myself to want to bring more animals. Hey, Tim. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Tim. Because I can't say it out loud. Thanks for popping in. You caught me on one of my most beautiful days. I think I've lost 50 pounds since I saw you last, Tim. Mama's been watching the carbs. So I'm going to try to refrain from doing aquaponics and just stick to the hydroponics. So excited to get my lettuce started. And that floating salad bar, if you've not seen how to do the floating salad bar, I am so excited about it. And I can't wait to get the rest of our supplies so we can get it going. But oh my goodness. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Look what I did, Tim. Look. Look at that mug on that mug. It says, wrap your mitts around 2 hot chicks, because there's a chicken. See, there's a chicken. Oh, I didn't have time this morning to do my hair. This is the way it is. So we had a call to action earlier. If you guys missed the call to action, there'll be a video coming out later for the call to action that I want to do with everybody. I had an idea for, we're going to be doing kind of a challenge also coming up. And I bet you Kelly is wearing that hoodie. You could have a moon on a Monday, treasure memory on Tuesday. Ooh, Tuesday's treasures. I do kind of like that. Wacky Wednesday, thoughtful Thursday, and finally Friday. Oh, Kelly, you're too kind to me. You're just too kind to me. And so is my chick. Look at her. Isn't she cute? Little fluffy butt. Little fluffy butt. The girls are giving me so many eggs. I'm begging my family, please come get eggs. I've got so many eggs. You like Tuesday? I do too, Gail. I either like Tuesday's Tales or Tuesday's Treasures. I do like it. So I'm telling my kids, come get eggs. My freezers are full. I think what I'm going to do, I can't do any more of my little egg baggies that we like to steam. We didn't eat enough of them during the winter time to justify replacing it now when I get all of this egg bounty. Begging the kids, begging my brothers, come get eggs, come get eggs. And then I don't know what I'm going to do when the black raspberries start popping up out there at the back end of the property there, because, oh, those berries are so delicious, but I'm out of freezer room. They're in my shop. Major, I got a merch. Y'all missed a fun time at the Okie Expo. I can't go that far. I got fluffy butts to take care of. Breakfast sandwich patties to freeze. Ooh, I've not made patties to freeze. That sounds kind of interesting. I will be using some of them to do some chaffles, get some chaffles in the one freezer. Make a quiche. Right now I'm sitting on about 6 dozen eggs. That's going to be an awfully big quiche. I sent a dozen home with one son on Sunday. I sent 2 dozen home with another son on Sunday. I told my brother, come out this week and get a couple dozen eggs. Take some to your neighbor. All these girls are laying all of these eggs, and it's really great. And I just tell everybody, just toss me a couple bucks to go towards the feed if you can, and we're good. How can you tell the difference between blackberries and black raspberries? It's all in how they're seated on their little shoots, their brambles. The black raspberries, when you just pop them with your thumb there and they come off, they have a little indentation where a berry will be all the way around. The blackberries are a full berry. The black raspberries are the color of blackberries, but they have the little indentation where they come off the little cap. Good morning, Pure Pondering. I know you're just probably testing me, aren't you, Tim? I did a lot of research. I thought they were blackberries when I first found those brambles back there. I thought they were blackberries, but did some research, and based on the leaf identification and how they are at the crown, they are black raspberries. They are delicious. Color the eggs with the grandkids. They're already colored. They're already colored. I have blue and green and pink and brown. A crustless quiche. Yum. Oh, yes. Can you imagine, Lisa? Can you imagine this summer whipping up the eggs, reaching around to my floating salad bar and picking some leaves of spinach and making a beautiful spinach quiche? Yum, yum, yum. Yes. Check. I thought you were testing me, Tim. Check them. You will be able to identify if they are black raspberries based on the leaf. The leaf will be green on one side, but then as they blow in the wind and you see the underneath side, they're kind of silvery. And again, they'll be like a raspberry. So if you think of a raspberry, they're hollow up at the top. Next time you go into the store, just look at the produce. Look at the blackberries and look at the raspberries. The blackberry is a whole berry. The raspberry has the indentation where it's come off of the flower pod where the flower was. That's how you can tell the difference. The black raspberries, yum, so delicious. Yes, frittatas. Blackberries don't have thorns. We have black raspberries and I get torn up. I reach in as far as I can because of the thorns, and that's all I can get. There's so many blackberries back there, I can't even harvest them all. Oh, I've not seen that Pure Pondering. Pure Pondering, Pure Pondering, Pure Pondering. Oh, Kate, is it right? Am I right, Kate? I have 3 chicken ones and 1 turkey run. I just let everybody out and they run. They just run. Put some gloves on. It's not the gloves. The gloves aren't the issue. What we need to get, what I want to get, and what my neighbor suggested, because she has them, she has sleeves that fit on over her arms, so her hands are still free, but they protect your arm from all of the thorns. She goes, why don't you have one of those? It's like, because I never had brambles before to deal with. Kate, I remembered it. Yay. I'm so bad with names, but it took me a minute, but I got it. When we first bought this property, there were no black raspberries back there, Tim. There were no raspberries back there at all. It was just a junk pile. And I know there was nothing there because I used to go back there. There was a whole bunch of those big bags that you'd get grain delivered, like a ton at a time, from the farmer who used to live here. And I was telling people, if you want these bags, if you can use them for your farm, come get them. And so I know there was junk back there. There was nothing. But we have bald eagles that land up in the tree above that junk pile where it was. And my theory is the eagle had some roadkill for lunch, and the roadkill had just eaten black raspberries somewhere, so they had the seeds in their belly. The eagles ate the innards of whatever animal was, losing its battle against a John Deere tractor. And then they landed in my tree and they pooped, and the seeds went down to the ground, and before you knew it, we had blackberries growing. Brambles are absolutely awful. They grow in my back garden, and growing in the front garden, it's awful. Well, they do hurt, don't they? Yeah, the sleeves idea would be really, really cool. Oh, you have eggs in the incubator. Oh, how sweet. Very, very sweet. Yeah, if you're saying that the blackberries don't have thorns, that would have been one of my first indicators I could have looked at. They just grow completely mad, and I have a pear tree, which is okay, and apple. So blackberry and apple and pear pie. Oh, that sounds good. Goats are good for the brambles. You know what? It's probably been, when did I rehome my goats? Because my goats used to roam the farm all the time. And it's since the goats are gone now, those blackberries, those black raspberries are growing. Casey, hello, Casey. Casey, when I'm done with my live today, I will be doing a basic crochet tutorial just for you. Just for you, Casey. We're going to start, when I'm done with this, I'm going to talk to you about how to do your basic slip knot, how to hold your yarn, how to hold your hook, how to do a simple chain. And then once you have all those worked out, you can go to the first video on how to do a single crochet, and that's where you're going to start. And then you will be a crochet. You'll be a hooker, just like me. And so for YouTube, so they know it's a hooker as in crochet. People getting testy. People getting testy about things you say. Just double checking here. And just so Grace and Fire knows, I know I still need to send you that pattern. I haven't forgotten. I just haven't done it. That's another reason why I want my calendar. You would not believe when I used to work, when I actually had a job at a school, I was so organized. I was OCD organized, and I'm talking color coded Google calendars, and I had all of my coworkers' calendars, and they were all color coded on my calendar. Everything was top notch and put together. And here I'm like, whatever. I don't even know what day of the week. I had to ask my friend yesterday, what day is today? She goes, it's Tuesday. It's like, oh, good, because I thought it was Wednesday and I was going to have to do a live, and I wasn't even on the right day. Oh, my goodness. So that's pretty much it, guys. We've got our floating salad bar coming up. So excited about it. I have some supplies that Papa Jim got me to start it with. He's like, no, I think we need something better than that. So he's looking at upgrading one of our elements. I'm like, let's try it with the element we already bought. He bought me this component at the local hardware store because we wanted to support our local hardware store. It was $10. And he says, no, I think we need to upgrade that. And it's like, well, we already have it. What are we going to use it for? He goes, I don't know. I said, I hate to waste the money. And I already opened the package, so it's not like I can take it back to the hardware store. He goes, we'll find something else for it. So I have thought of something else to use it for. Bye, Casey. Back to work you go. Back to work you go. Gail is donating a couple crochet markers. Ooh, so much fun. You have, I have my calendar on my phone. Oh my gosh, funny story, Gail. I have my calendar on my phone. And so when I was on the ball, I was putting all of my Country Mama quickies on the calendar on my phone so I could reference them when I needed to. And when we went up to the ice castles for that beautiful, beautiful ice castles with the LED lights display and everything, and my phone died, and then we had to try to do a live from Papa's phone, and I had to go on his phone and go in through StreamYard with my YouTube information, all this other stuff. Our phones synced. And now any alerts from my calendar alert on Jim's phone, and we'll just be sitting down after dinner and his phone will ding. Mine doesn't ding. Mine doesn't give me an alert at all, but Papa's will. His will ding, and I'll go, what's that? Because it's just a strange alert that we don't hear very often. And he goes, my calendar tells me I have a quickie on Monday night. So it's my calendar. So anything I put on my calendar now goes to him. So I got to figure out what that's all about. You have CDO. It's like OCD, but spelled correctly, right? Because it's in alphabetical order. That's how OCD you are. I need some more interviews for Get to Know Them with Gail in Sundays. Hey, everybody, there's a call to action for you. If you'd like to do an interview on Gail's, she needs to fill her calendar up. I've already done one with Gail. But if you haven't done one with Gail yet, that's something to think about. I'm going to check later. Where are we at? I did just drop this morning. I should probably check to see. Let's see where it's at. I'm going to open my phone because I'm expecting big things from this. Will it happen? I don't know. I've got my fingers crossed because I did my own version of Leanne's What I Can and What I Won't Can, or What I Hate to Can, What I Love to Can, What I Can, What I Can't Can, What I Can again. She has a collaboration for canning, 5 things that you love to can and 5 things you wouldn't can again. And I was going to do that. And I thought, I don't know that I have 5 things I wouldn't can again, but I have canned things I can't can again because of my diagnosis. So look at that, Gail. You've got a willing volunteer right there to do an interview with you. So I just dropped that video about canning, and that's going to be on Mennonite Farmhouse. That's going to be on their collaboration. So I'm hoping that will give me a little bit of a boost in hours. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. I actually do the can with my fingers because I'm a dork. Look at Gail. Your calendar's filling up, girl. It's filling up. All right, friends. Well, I have a crochet video to make for our dear friend, Casey. If you don't crochet but would like to learn to crochet, watch for that video. I'm also working on another video. I'm editing it. I was up late last night and I found myself asleep like this while it was running. So I got to go back and re-edit some things. Part 2 of Are We Really in Hyperinflation, and 15 things to do because we're not in hyperinflation, but we are feeling the pinch. So I'll be having that video coming out. And poor Papa Jim, sometimes he gets he's not comfortable sometimes in front of the camera, especially if it's kind of not a scripted thing, but if we have to stay on topic. When we do our cupcake thing and he's all over the place, that's his element. But we were doing this 15 things that you should probably, if you haven't already started, now that we're in this inflation spike, maybe you start thinking about it. He's like Ricky Bobby with his hands. It's like, get your hands. I said, what's wrong with your nose? He goes, I don't know what's wrong. It's like, I don't know, but you keep touching your face. Stop touching. His legs are shaking, so the whole camera's shaking. So I've had to do some editing, like a preschool editing. So I'm trying to get that one out. And I might work on some of my, were we going with Tuesday's Treasures or Today's Tales? I'm gonna play with those. I like the way that those sound, and I might do a mashup on that. It's 11:36 where you are. It's 11:36 where I am. So I think we'll wrap things up. My coffee's cold, and I need to eat the rest of my protein bar because I felt like I was being rude eating it in front of you guys and choking on the little bit of the protein bar. But crochet video coming up. Saturday is our halfway point for our piñata stuffing. Tomorrow we will be getting together for square 4 of our heirloom Afghan crochet along. Tuesday's Treasures. Everybody seems to like that. So I will be seeing you guys again later in the week. And I hope everybody has a really great week. Take care of yourself. Be safe. Take care of each other. Watch for the video for the call to action. As soon as I do my hair, I'm going to do that call to action video. If you would do me a couple things. Watch the video when it gets out and then comment and let me know if you're going to do this. I'd love to know how many of my friends are going to do this. I think it is amazing. So having said that, guys, have a great day. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Be blessed.